So we will start off with sitting. I'm going to sit back so that I'm not blinded by the light, which won't last long. The sun is just on its last little legs. There we go. So sit up nice and tall. You might want to have a cushion handy today, and just to lie on later on. So sit up nice and tall. Find your connection with the earth, dropping down. So feel very heavy. Feel like your legs and your pelvis and your whole midriff are just made of lead. So sink down. Let go of any tension or any muscles that are holding on. Relax your toes, relax along the soles of your feet. And try to relax your thighs as well. Relax across your lower back. And then taking your attention up your back, into your neck, across your shoulders. Letting go of any tension, any held areas. Check in with your jaw and face. Relax into the sides of your body. And just notice how you've been holding yourself today. Excuse me. And allowing any areas that need to just do an extra little relax and let go. And then we start rebuilding from there, from that place of rest and calm and peace. Starting to move the spine a little longer, a little taller. Take that movement through, make your shoulders broader. Lifting gently through the sides of your body, so up from your hip, up to your underarms, making yourself long in the sides, long in the back, and not compromising on the front either, so keeping that space in the front of your body. So we're going to be making space today. So let's take up lots of space sitting here. Lifting the crown of your head up towards the ceiling, taking deep, slow, steady breaths in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Notice which bits of your body are moving as you breathe in and where you're moving as you breathe out. Noticing where that movement is and then exaggerating it a little, taking it a little wider, a little taller, a little deeper, and collapsing down a little bit more when that breath is leaving. So we're going inflated balloon, full of air, and as you deflate, letting everything relax a little more. So we're going to take a breath in. We'll breathe in for 4, and then we'll just pause for a second and take a bit more breath in for the next count of 2, and then we'll breathe out for 6. So let's do that together. We're breathing in, hold, and then breathe in a little more. Can you feel a little bit more air in there? And breathe out. So breathing in for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding, and then a bit more, 1, 2, and breathe out for 6. Breathing in. Hold a little bit more. And breathe out. Go at your own pace now. Try breathing in for a full breath, what feels like a full breath. Just pause for a moment. See if you can get just a little bit more in there for another count of 2 or even 1. And then as you breathe out, just count and see how long it takes you to breathe out all the air in your body through your mouth. And just notice, if you can be breathing out for longer than you breathed in, that's fantastic. If they're the same, that's what it is. Try and lengthen that out breath. And let the breath tell you how long it is rather than you finishing the breath or trying to keep the breath going and just counting when there's nothing much more coming out anyway. One more. Okay, we're going to move straight away. So coming onto hands and knees. So a little bit different to morning practice. Quite often in morning practice, we do a little bit more seated warm-ups, but let's get moving today. So with the in-breath now, we're breathing to take the belly down towards the mat. Breathing in, and then when you get to that point where you think, okay, that's it, I'm full, take a pause, and then see if you've got a little bit more space for a bit more breath. And then as we breathe out, moving to come into cat. So think about an angry cat. Back raised up to the ceiling, hips forward, pulling your hips forward, squeezing all the muscles in your belly to do that, and tucking your head right down before you move, coming into cow. Keep your fingers spread out. Keep lifting away from your wrists. So it can be quite easy in this posture to be dumping the weight into your arms, into your wrists, and not really be thinking about them. Think about being strong in your arms and shoulders and lifting away from your wrists, especially when we come into cat, taking that back up towards the ceiling, and it's as if you're being lifted by that point of your body. So with your breath now going at your own pace, we breathe in to dip the belly down towards the ground, breathing out through your mouth, and be fierce about it. Don't worry too much if you can't get more air in there. At this point, there's not a lot of space. Just think about it and stop and be mindful. Even if no more breath comes in, you take that pause. 2 more rounds. Come on, make this really powerful, really slow, really mindful and intentional about every single little bit of this movement. Feet are relaxed. Relax your toes. Don't scrunch up your toes here. Time for toes to have a rest. Last one. You should be able to feel here that your lungs are working really well. Put your toes together, take your knees away from each other, and send yourself back. So hips to your heels, touching your hips to your heels if you can, and then folding your body slowly and gently down into that space between your knees, between your thighs, taking your forehead to the mat. Stretching your arms out, we're making space under the arms. Walk your fingers away. Creep them away. Lift your forehead up and place it back down again if you need to. Think about widening your shoulders here as well. So we're widening the shoulders, taking your shoulder blades away from each other. Stretching your fingers out. Placing the whole of the palm of each hand flat to the floor. And see if you've got a little bit more space to edge those fingers away and really open up under the arms. You might be feeling quite a lot of compression in the tops of your shoulders here. And hopefully you're feeling that your shoulder blades are moving away from each other. Spine is long and relaxed. Forehead completely supported by your mat. And soft and relaxed in the belly and chest. Allow your chest to dip down towards the ground. You might be starting to feel that tension in your shoulders now. So we're going to be looking forward. So look up, look forward, look to your hands. And let's slide the hands forward. Give yourself space and room to tuck your toes under and come into a plank. So let's hold in that plank now. You might need to readjust. If you do, it'll be to put your wrists underneath your shoulders, keeping your head and neck in a long straight line. And then we're going to wake up the Achilles here. So push your heels away from you. Feel that tension in your calves, in your shins maybe. And then we're going to rock forward. Just a small movement, bringing the weight much more into the wrists, and then rock back and forwards and back. Think about lifting your shoulders away from your wrists and forward and back once more. Well done. So we're going to come into a one-armed plank, Vashisthasana. We're going to turn over. So whichever side you wish to go to first, I'm going to lift my left arm up and keep my right hand down on the mat. If this feels a little strong, or if you prefer it, come down onto your elbow and then come over to the side. If you're happy to be up on a long arm, go ahead and do that. If you're coming into Vashisthasana and you are feeling super strong today and your balance is good, you can lift your top leg off, squeeze through the glute, lift your left hip up into the air. So we keep core very strong, working hard. And then let's bring that leg down if it's flying. And then we come back to our plank. So bringing the left hand down. Oops. We'll fall over. Don't fall over. And then we're going to come over to the other side. I'm going to flip around. So left hand down, right arm up. And again, up to you whether you're on a forearm or up on a long arm. Up on your palm, I guess, I should say. And the same again, if you feel like taking that top leg off and letting it do a little bit of a float, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, stay in a nice straight line. Try and lift your hips so they're not caving in. Squeeze in the left side of your torso and then bring that leg back down. Come back into your plank. And let's go knees, chest and chin, Ashtanga Namaskar, down to the mat. So swooping down. And let's go, interesting, bring this way around. Let's come into Sphinx. Tops of the feet flat to the floor, elbows tucked in. Either side of your chest. And then take your shoulders wide. Take your shoulder blades down your back and pull your elbows towards your hips. At the same time, keeping your forearms flat to the mat. And lifting your head to look straight ahead of you. Think about trying to get as much of the front of your torso onto the mat as possible. So a very strong curl in your back, in the mid-back area. Press your hips down into the mat. Press the tops of your feet down into the mat. And still drawing your elbows towards your hips. Taking your shoulders back, lifting your sternum forward. And rest. Let's come into Makara. So one arm on top of the other. And then that's a nice pillow for your forehead. Take your forehead down. And rest. So Sphinx is one of those fantastic asanas where it looks like you're doing absolutely nothing, but if you're doing it right, you could probably be trembling and starting to shake with the effort of being in Sphinx. And we're going to come from here into another great posture for opening up. We're trying to make space in the body today, so we're making space in the chest. We're going to come into Cobra. Cobra is a fantastic asana for that. So hands either side of your chest, elbows behind you, neck long, jaw relaxed, looking forward. I should have turned the other way around. Now I can just see that I need to clean out the fireplace. So let's push down into the floor. Pressing down, slowly coming up. There are so many things that need to be happening at the same time in Cobra. And you can set up from whichever end of the body you wish. You can start with the feet, pressing the tops of your feet into the mat, engaging your shins, engaging your thighs, engaging your glutes, and then using the muscles in your back to lift yourself up. And again, here, there's not a lot going on with the hands. It's all happening in the back muscles. And let's release, slowly come back down to the mat. Okay, different hand on top, whichever arm was on top, centered to the bottom. And let's take a couple of breaths here. So as you rest here in Crocodile or Makara, allow your feet, your ankles to drop out to the side, so your feet to completely relax. Relax your knees, relax your hips, and relax your belly and your back. Allow everything to just become completely soft, gentle. Deep, slow breaths. No real obstruction to breath here, so nice opportunity to breathe slow and deep. Okay, we're going to come back into Cobra again. Bhujangasana is a very powerful posture, so let's start thinking about setting it up from the feet this time. Feet flat, tops of the feet flat to the floor, hands into the mat, either side of you. Send your fingers away from each other, so splay your hands out so you can feel as much of the palm of your hand on the mat as well as all your fingers and your thumbs. Elbows in, so think about tensing upper arms. Okay, pressing down now with your feet into the mat, pressing your knees, squeezing your calves, thighs, glutes. Start to lift the back of your head towards your heels. Keeping your shoulders low, so shoulders well away from your ears. There we go. And then we start to move the sternum forwards. Take some weight into your arms. Take some more weight into your arms. Start feeling that pressure as your upper arms, your biceps start working to support you. Squeeze your glutes here, take your back into the equation as well. Send your sternum forward and come up to wherever is comfortable for you. There is no need to straighten your arms. If you can and that's comfortable, go ahead and do that if you want to. Otherwise, keep your arms bent. It's a lot of work. It's really, really good work. Squeeze your glutes, pressing your hips into the floor. Sending your sternum forward, shoulders wide, shoulder blades towards each other. Breathe, short, sharp, shallow breaths, but don't hold your breath. And then when you're ready, very gently and slowly with control, come back down to the mat. Lots of space being made there in the front of the body, and we want to counter pose, so tuck your toes under and bring yourself into a lovely downward facing dog. So hips up, heels down, and breathe. This one is where the head and neck come for a lovely rest. So let them have that rest, no tension in your jaw. Sending your sit bones up towards the ceiling. Bring in a little bit more pressure into the backs of your legs, stretching out. Keep your shoulders wide as well. Don't allow your arms to come in contact with your head. And lift your belly, pull it in towards your spine. Well done. Don't forget your breath. Remember that nice steady pace that you started off with. Keep that one going. And then let's come into a three-legged dog. So lifting your right leg up, just take it out straight behind you. Directly behind you. And your challenge being not to change the angle of your hips and not to lean over to the left. So very simple three-legged dog. And then we're going to bring that leg back down, place it on the mat, come into a regular downward facing dog. Think about the amount of pressure you're putting onto your hands and onto your feet. And then very gently taking that left leg off, trying to keep everything else exactly as it was. Breathe and balance. And then we are just gently putting that leg back down again. And let's walk hands towards the feet. Coming into an easy forward bend. Bring your feet together. Toes touching, heels touching. Head to your knees. Holding in Uttanasana. Take your arms, wrap them around your legs, clasp your forearms with the opposite hand, and you can use that hold to slide them gently down the backs of your legs to bring yourself closer to your legs, closer to your knees, into a forward fold. And slowly uncurling to stand up. So release your arms, let your head and arms hang. A little bit of a bend in the knees, coming all the way up to standing. Taking a nice wide leg stance now. Take your legs away. Take your toes out at about a three-quarter angle. You don't fall over. We're going to take the arms out now. We're going to just come into a very simple triangle. So right hand down towards the right foot and left hand up towards the ceiling. So here, be careful about tilting forward or opening too far out to the back. Usually it's people folding forward. That's the concern here. So nice and straight. Lovely. Think about that nice stretch in the left side around your left hip. And when you're ready, lifting to come out. And then let's go to the other side. Very simple triangle. Still keeping those nice deep, slow breaths going. And then lifting to come out. Hands to hips. Prasarita Padottanasana. We're going to fold forward. Come halfway. Hold for a moment. And then fold all the way. Tuck your toes to wherever they want to be. So if you want to face your toes forward, go ahead and do that. If you're happy at a 3/4, then go and take them into a 3/4 position, midway between. Oh gosh, I was going to start using clocks when we've got the left foot and the right foot, so let's not do that. Lift your kneecaps gently. Keep a gentle bend in your knees as well. Slow, steady, deep breaths here. Okay, we're going to be staying here in Prasarita Padottanasana, so adjust your feet if you need to. Take your hands to your lower back. So hands to lower back. Clasp your hands together behind your back. Send your palms together if you can. And then take your arms together, up and away from your body. Opening up in the front of the body here. Still not locking the legs. Allowing your head and neck to be completely relaxed. So this movement is just across the front of your body, bringing your shoulder blades sharply in towards each other as tight as you can, and lifting up as high as possible. So we're going to use the strength in our legs now to lift up slowly all the way up, keeping the arms up as much as possible. And release. Bring your right arm around. And let's just stretch out the left shoulder and the right shoulder. So we're doing the right now. And release. Let's come over to the other side. 2 clicks. Hopefully you're not clicking and clunking as well. And release. So we're going to come into a bit of a lunge here. We want to be opening up across the fronts of the body, across the front of the thigh. So let's take the left foot forward, right foot back, bring the right knee down, release that back foot. And we'll do this lovely slide forward. It's up to you to have that right foot as far back as it's comfortable for you, and the left foot at the right position for you. So a lot of people have quite strong feelings about their knees in this position, and they don't want the knee to go over the ankle. If you think about the angle that your knee is in when you come into a squat, it doesn't actually make any difference whatsoever, but do what is comfortable for you and what you feel is the right thing for you. So lovely, big, deep stretch across here, all the way along there. And let's try and find the ease in this. Let's try and find almost that point where you can relax. And there may not be a point where you can relax, but see if you can take your breath to that space that is squeaking and complaining, if there is one. There we go. And we're going to tilt back now. So pushing off that left foot, coming forward. Straightening your left leg and folding forward. And we're going to come over to the other side. Bring yourself up and away from that leg. And however works for you, swap around. So we're having a lovely stretch now on the left. And again, take your time to stay in this posture. Hold the asana to the point where you can feel a little bit more movement, a little bit more ease. And of course, always ease off if that isn't forthcoming and you're just feeling real discomfort. Take another breath here and then we're going to move. Bring yourself into that lovely stretch where we are moving into a position where we can press down on the heel and stretch again along the back of the leg. The right leg this time. Folding forward a little. Then we'll come from here into a hip stretch. We're going to be moving it into Baddha Konasana. So bringing yourself back up again. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the sides, and sitting up tall. So as tall as you can. Knees out to the sides. And hold on to your feet wherever works for you. If you'd rather hold on to your ankles and draw your heels in towards your body that way, go ahead and do that. And maybe you also would prefer to press down, so using your arms to press your knees down towards the ground. Try different things. Sometimes pressing the knees down allows the hips to release a little more. While we're here in Baddha Konasana, just gently close your eyes. Think about how you're breathing Whether you're still managing to keep that long, slow, steady breath system going, or whether it's changed. And think about your intention for your practice. Never too late to think about your intention for your practice for today. We're going to keep the left leg where it is and take the right leg out to the side. And you may be able to fold that foot in a little more now. It's just that one. Toes up towards the ceiling on the right foot. And we're going to slide down the right leg. So right arm to right leg, left arm opening up out to the side. Another opening up, another making space in the side of the body. Well done. This asana is wonderful for helping with lymphatic drainage. Think about moving your fingertips over. And we're going to reach to come out. So lifting. Keep long, keep that length. Swap legs. Left out, right in. Take time to set yourself up. So sit bones should both be firmly on the mat. Sometimes one wants to try and float away. So bring them both down to earth. Left arm to left leg now. Right arm opening up. So think about that movement starting in your fingertips. So the fingers come over. And then opening up under the arm, all along the side of your body, making space between your ribs. The whole of your arm engaged, so squeezing all the muscles in your hand, in your forearm, in your upper arm. And then we'll 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, lifting to come out. Well done. Take both legs wide now. Hands just to the mat in front of you. Sitting up as tall as you can. Think about dropping your weight down evenly either side. So both sit bones taking an equal amount of responsibility, have the equal amount of weight. And then we're gently going to walk the hands forward. So keeping your back straight. So keep your chin up and your chin facing forwards. Your gaze is forward. So long in the neck. See if you can come down to elbows down towards the mat, forearms towards the mat. And rolling the hips just lightly forwards. Stretching all the way from your heels through up to your knees, along the backs of your knees, and then along the backs of your thighs. A little bit of inner thigh as well. Keep that neck long, keep your shoulders wide. So again, making space in the hips, making space in the legs. And then slowly coming back up. Bring yourself back into Baddha Konasana again. Do you notice the difference? You notice that you have maybe more movement, your knees perhaps closer to the ground than they were, your heels closer in towards your body. We're going to come from here into a reverse table posture. So bringing yourself knees together, fingertips pointing towards your hips, lifting up, taking your hips off the floor, shoulder blades even coming towards each other. Drop your head back if you can, lift your hips. Keep adjusting if you need to, so that you feel your ankles are underneath your knees. Lift your belly button up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your thighs. Lift your chest. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Think about lifting up out of those wrists. And 5, 4, bringing your knees towards each other, squeezing your thighs. 3, 2, and 1. Coming back down. Extending your legs out in front of you. Lift up whatever you need to lift up. Lift your legs up and down again. Lengthen through your legs. So take your heels a little bit further away, just a bit more, bit more. Make your legs as long as they can be. And then lifting up. So shoulders broad again. Sternum lifting. So we've got this lovely sternum point, heart center point, lifting up and out. Right out in front of you. Dropping through into your sit bones. Trying to take out any tension in the legs. You might find that you are squeezing all the muscles in your legs here. See if you can get them to relax. While still able to sit up nice and tall. And it isn't easy, it's a challenge. So don't worry if you feel like you're constantly running between the two in your mind, trying to get length and height and sitting up tall in one and relaxing muscles in the other. And inhale your arms up, out to the sides or up in front of you, whichever you prefer. And exhale, folding forward. And we set up for this earlier. When we were standing, we were in Uttanasana, now we're in Paschimottanasana. This is west facing pose. Sending yourself to relax your torso over your legs. And breathing, extending, folding, inhaling, extending, exhaling, folding. Go at your own pace. Trying to inhale through your nostrils and exhale through your mouth. And then gently bringing yourself back up to sitting. Take your feet flat to the floor, knees up, wrap your arms around, give yourself a hug. And come into a bit of a balanced posture here. So we're going to carry on with this balance. So a little bit of balance. We didn't do any standing balance. We're doing seated balance today. So find your big toes with your first 2 fingers and then wrap your thumb around to hold. Okay, so you've got your fingers around and your thumb just makes a little lock there. Now, if that doesn't feel comfortable for you, then just hold on the outside edges of your feet. And if that's not comfortable, then The backs of your ankles is also a good, solid, steady place to hold on. So whichever one, choose one of the three. Try and keep your spine straight if you can. You're going to keep left leg in, take right leg out. So right leg, not very far out to the side, more just sort of lifting up in front of you. And still balancing, left leg is off the floor as well. Keep your neck long, keep your sternum lifted. And then we're going to take the right leg slightly out to the side. Concentrate on your balance. Take it out as far to the left as you can, right as you can. Alright, lefts and rights getting mixed up. Oh well. And then come back to center, all the way to center before bending. And there we go. Now it's the turn of the left leg. So straighten. And then out to the side. Think about the work that you're needing to do in your core here, in your torso, to keep that strength, keep that balance. Well done. And then back to center again. And bend. Okay, this time we've got arms on the inside, legs, knees are on the outside. And we're going to take the legs wide. So both at the same time, if that's good for you. So straight out to start with. Keep that length, lovely, lovely length in the length of your spine and head and neck. And then legs out to the sides. A nice even balance between arm and leg, not holding on and dragging those poor toes for dear life, but just also taking some of that strength into your legs so you don't need to hold on too tight. I hope that makes sense. And a little wider if you can. We've warmed up for this in our lovely hip stretches, in our lunge and our Baddha Konasana, and our modified Bhadrasana as well. And then bringing the legs back together, not rolling over. And bend. Let go of your toes or your feet. Again, wrap your arms around and take your forehead down to your knees. From here, we're going to come down to the mat. So make sure you have enough space and grab a cushion so you've got one handy, or a bolster, or a rolled up wrap or blanket will do. So knees into your chest. And we're coming into wind releasing posture, holding on to your left knee, right leg up to the ceiling. Heel is doing all the work here. Let your toes come towards your face and lead with your heel. Taking your heel down towards the ground. If you ever get to a point in this posture where you are feeling a little stuck in your lower back, press your lower back into the mat and then just stay where you are for a moment or ease off and then continue the movement down. Try and relax your shoulders even though you're pulling that left thigh into your torso. So we need a little bit of compression here. We want that pressure from the leg into the torso. This posture is all about helping with digestion. And so we need that contact all the way down, almost to the ground. And then we start moving back up. Going as slowly as possible. Well done, keep going. Isolate which muscles are working, just using the thigh and the hips here. And relax the muscles in your upper arms and your shoulders if they're also hanging on for dear life. Well done, all the way back up. Very nice. And then let's swap. So let's change over time. So pulling in, tucking the toes, straightening that leg, and then we stop. And again, if you start feeling any strange sensations in your lower back, you stop, you ease off, and then if it's appropriate, you start again. If not, come into both arms wrapped around your knees and rock from side to side. Well done. It's lovely and slow. Apparently we are going to get some snow. I will believe that when I see it. But I hope we do. All the way down. Lovely and strong. Well done. Lots of nice control there. And touchdown. That wasn't what I needed, but that's what happened. The floor was closer than I thought today. And slowly back up again. There we go. And I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to do our twists today. Feels like cherry on the top. All the way back up. Slowly, slowly to the top. Well done. Nice pace. And then both knees in. When you're ready, get them a rock from side to side. And let your spine feel completely at rest and completely relaxed here. Keeping your knees in, arms out to the sides, and then knees over to one side. And when your knees are on the floor, turn to the other side. With your head and face. Wow, that feels so nice. And really let yourself sink into the floor. Relax into this posture. Try not to hold on to any tension here. And head back to center. Knees back into center and straight over to the other side. Start to be heavy. Start to feel that sense of being able to just let go, relax, and rest. Okay, bringing your head back to center now, and then knees back in. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself a real hug. Like you would hug the most precious person. That's the kind of hug you need to give yourself. Because you are your most precious person. So what are we doing with this cushion now? Right, it can go into the top part of your back. So your bum stays on the floor. Your head comes down onto the floor. Your arms come onto the floor. Right, the top part of your back and your mid back are raised off. And it allows your spine to be in that just gentle curve. And bring yourself into Shavasana. Now, if this isn't for you, feel free to come into any Shavasana that is for you for today. If it is, make sure that you take up lots of space. Take your legs away from each other. Take your arms out in a T shape or a starfish or just down beside your body, whatever is the most comfortable for you for today. And I want you to feel like you can completely let go. Like you can be entirely at rest. Close your eyes. Hold that position for as long as it's comfortable. If it starts to be uncomfortable, then move, adjust, be very gentle with yourself. Do what feels right. Do what you need to do to come into the Shavasana that allows you to be completely and entirely at rest. Think about your breath now, and as you breathe in, take that breath down into your toes, the very, very tips of your toes, the soles of your feet, tips of your fingers, and the palms of your hands. Try and keep your breath that perfect combination of slow and steady and controlled and free and easy but deep. So not forced and not difficult, but long and slow and deep. And think about drawing in energy from the world around you with each breath in, not just into your lungs, into your nose, but through your skin, through the ground. Imagine that you're floating in a bubble and everything around you is supporting you and lifting you and holding you. And with each breath that you breathe in, you are energized, you are lighter, you're brighter, you're warmer, you're happier, you're more full of joy and peace. And with every breath out, you feel a little bit more relaxed, more at ease, more knowing that you're who you're meant to be, you're where you're meant to be. It's a sense of complete and utter relaxation and everything being right, everything being just right. Breathing in, taking that power and energy and warmth right into your heart center. And breathing out, sending out your energy, your good vibrations out to everything around you. Relax your feet. Relax your ankles. Relax your calves. Relax your shins. Relax your knees. And relax your thighs. Relax your hips. Let the whole of your pelvis be completely at rest. Relax your belly. Relax your chest. Relax your shoulders. Relax the whole of your arm, your hand, on both sides. Feel that the palms of your hands are soft, completely relaxed. Relax your throat, and relax your neck, relax your face. Relax the whole of the back of your head. Let any tension drain away into the floor and replace it with light and warmth. Take a deep, slow breath in and let go. Take another deep, slow breath in, and keeping your eyes closed, come to lie on your right side. Just curling into a ball. And think about the space that you've made for yourself. Not just the space in your body, but the space in your mind, in your spirit. The space as the three of them come together in one. And the space that you've made around you as well. The space in the energy around you. You're taking up more room. You should take up as much room as you want, as you need. And gently and slowly and kindly coming up to sitting. Keeping your eyes closed. Take a deep breath in, bringing your hands to heart center. And think about breathing in all the kindness that you need. And think about breathing out kindness to everything around you. With your next breath, dropping your head down so that your forehead dips towards your fingertips. And as you breathe out, gently opening your eyes. As you breathe in, gently bringing your head up to gaze forward, to see your space around you, to come back to the world around you. And as you breathe out, to feel that sense of peace and calm and connectedness with everything, staying with you from this practice to your next. And thank you for joining me.
Well, that was abrupt.
Yeah.
Don't think she meant to do that.
Oh,
I don't know if she's coming back. It's kind of funny.
it's still on record as well.
Oh, she is. You're right. Oh. Yeah, it's still recording. Oh, hello.
Oh. Is she there? No.
Not there yet. Where are you? Are you in Maidenhead or
Am I say that again?
where are you located? Are you in Maidenhead or
I'm in Kent.
in Kent?
Yes, sort of near Canterbury. And how about you?
I'm in New Jersey in the US.
Ah, okay, a few miles away.
Yeah. Just a few.
I'm doing it on this stupid, well, not stupid phone, but it's like this tiny little screen because I haven't worked out how to get it on my bigger screen. Anyway, I need
Yeah,
to.
I have to text myself the Zoom link on my iPad because you can't get WhatsApp on the iPad.
Yes.
So that's what I do. I just text myself the link, and then I can
Oh,
pull
and
it
then
up.
you put it in. Okay, maybe that's what I should try and do.
Yeah.
So, oh, here you go. Battery loss.
All right. That's so funny. It's funny that it lasted exactly till the end.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Well, nice to see you anyway. Enjoy
you.
your day.
And you. Bye.
Namaste.
Namaste.